Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me. I had been just busy trying to organize my paper scraps, and so these are just some of the paper scraps that I've just got here on my desk. And as I was sorting out my paper scraps, I sort of look at them and I think, oh, these ones would look good together, or I would say I look at these and I think, oh, they look nice together. What can I make with these paper scraps that um, I could use and not waste them? So I decided to see if I could make some coin envelopes and construct them with using these paper scraps that I have in this pile. And so these are some of the ones that I made, and they are easy enough to put together, and I'm going to show you how you can make these. And you could also make them with different paper scraps as well. So if you have a couple of smaller pieces, like say you might have one of these little pieces, or say this size, you could use these and construct a coin envelope with all your different papers. So this one here, I did use 3 pieces of paper scraps to make this one. This one here is a larger size. I use 2 of my paper scraps, and it's also a great size. You can make them to fit a note card, some goodies, recipes, receipts. You can make them to fit to store some photos. So this one here is a larger size, and all I done was punch a hole on the closure and then added some crochet string to close the coin envelope. So that's one of the ones that I made, and I think this one turned out really pretty. This one here I just showed you. This is another one, and you can make it using you can corner around your corners to decorate the corners, or you can just angle cut them like I have here, and just angle cut the corners if you don't have a corner rounder punch. And it's also a great way to use up some of your not so pretty papers or the ugly papers that you don't like to use. You can make your coin envelopes using them and then mix them in with some of your pretty papers to decorate the envelope by using maybe one of the ugly prints and putting a pretty paper with it, and it will still look really lovely. This is the larger size. I also made a little tiny one using some smaller of my scrap papers here that I had, and made a smaller one, which is cute. You can add some sequin packs in here, some stickers, some faux postage stamps. You could also use your digitals to make these coin envelopes, music papers, book pages, any papers you like. You can make these in any size as well. So I'm going to show you how I make these. I might make a couple of them to show you the different sizes and how to put them together. I've added here a little bow to this one here on the closure, and then use a little foam dot just to keep it closed. And these little paper bows, I have a tutorial if you wanted to make these as well, and you just use your paper scrap paper strip scrap papers, and I'll just show you some more of the ones that I made. So these are some of the other fun ones that I made, and I'll put the link down below if you wanted to have a go at making these really fun paper bows. And these would be great also to add to the front of your coin envelopes, or you can add it to the other side. And so you can also gift these and place them inside the envelopes, and then you can gift these as well as little Happy Mail gifts. So I think these were great to make, and you can use these on any of your projects, these cute little bows. All right, so I'm going to show you how to make these. So I might make one with the corner rounder to corner around the closure. And if you don't have a corner rounder punch or a decorative corner rounder punch, I'll make one just using a pair of scissors to angle cut the corners to create the envelope, coin envelope shape. So I might make one, I'll make a couple, and hopefully my instructions will be easy to understand. So I've got a pile of papers here. So what you want to do is you want to make sure your paper scraps are sort of long enough with a bit of a height to create the to create this part here, and then just your smaller scrap papers that we're going to use to create the insert part. So you can use 6 by 6 size, probably yeah, just any height, a long height. So since I've got this one in my hand, I'll use this one for the closure part, and I'll just go to grab a couple of different papers. So I might make it, I'll make one with one pattern, and then I'll make another one with 2 different patterns. So I'm hoping this one will be, let's see, I might use this one. I think this is a bigger size. I'll use this one and this one. Okay, we'll just use those 2 pieces. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to use, just trying to decide which one I like to use for the actual back part. So I think I'm going to use this one. No, I'll use this one for the front. Okay, I'll use this one. And I'm just going to cut. Let me just move all this out so it doesn't look too messy. All right, so you want to just decide how wide you would like your coin envelope to be. So I'm going to make it 3 inches wide for this pocket. And I think this one here is actually a 3-inch wide pocket. So let me just cut this to 3 inches. And the width or the length, I might cut it down to 6. So I'm going to do 3 by 6 inch size. So you can use your 6 by 6 papers. So first off, I've got this. So what I want to do with this, I'm going to create 2 folds, a little fold at the bottom, so roughly about 1/2 inch if you like, 1/2 inch, and then the top, I'm just going to also fold that over, and then this will decide how high your coin envelope will be. So I'm just going to probably go about there, which I would say, I think that's about 1 inch. I just eyeball the measurements. So, all right, so that's going to be my back part of the coin envelope. Now to make the front part, which is the panel, the 2 panels, you want to cut your panel, whatever the height your coin envelope is. So in this case, it's roughly about 4 inches in height. You'll want to cut your paper just about 1/4 inch less than the height of your backing part. So whatever the height is, you want to cut your panel about 1/4 inch less. And then the width will be about 1 inch less than the width of your backing. So this is a 3 inch in width, so I'm going to cut it down to about 2 inches wide. So that would be 2 inches by 3 3/4 inches. Okay, so that is how I determine my little the front panels. And I'll do another one anyway again, so in case you get confused with the measurements. So the height was 1/4 inch less than the height, so I had mine, I think about 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut this down. So this is my height, and then the width was 2 inches, which is 1 inch less than the width of your backing of the coin envelope. So that is 1 panel. So we need to make 2 panels for this one. So you're going to make 2. So you want to cut another one of the same size that you have. So you want to cut 2 of those. So I'll cut another one at 2 inches wide. So these are my two little pieces, and they're going to go in the front here underneath inside. I'll just show. So they're going to go in like this. It'll be sort of in there like that. So now you've got your two panels. So as you can see, I'll just show you. When you cut it, you want it, the height to be a little bit less, so you've got room to open and close your closure. And then what I'm going to do next, we're going to do two score lines, one on the left side of this panel and the right side of this panel. And if you don't have a scoreboard, you can just fold it. You just want to create a little small fold. And just misplaced my scoring tool. So I'm going to, on my left side, about 1/4 of an inch, and then also the right panel. I'm just going to go this way. So you can see now I've got two score lines. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to fold them back, so back to back. I'm going to just create a slight angle from here going up to that score line, just a slight little angle, just like that. And then I'm going to go down on that score line just a little bit there, and then I'll also do one down here, just cutting it like that. Grab that piece, and then I'm going to just bring them back facing, so now they look like that. They're going to go in there. So this part with the score, I'm going to fold that in and do the same to the other one. I'm going to grab some glue, and we're going to glue where we made that fold. And all we want to do is line that fold line to the edge of your paper and just above that fold line. So lining all that up. So just make sure you can open and close that. Glue the other side as well. Okay, so now you've done that, you can choose if you want to have your panel or your left side on the top, or if you want the right side on the top, you can decide. But I'm going to have mine with this panel overlapping the other side, so I'll just glue this side. So now we can create that pocket for to create that pocket in the front. And then I'll just corner around these 4 corners, or you can use your decorative corner punch, or you can leave it. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. And then your coin envelope is done. So now when you close it, that gives you a coin envelope. And then we'll just glue this bottom part. Or if you wanted to use a couple of eyelets, one for here and one down here, put your eyelets, do your eyelet first before you glue it down. And just glue that down, and there is your coin envelope all done with 2 different pattern papers. Really easy to put together. You can punch a hole here, and then you can add some string if you like, and decorate it and embellish your coin envelope. So that one's done. I'm going to make another one, and I'm going to make one using 2 different panels like I've done here. So it's exactly the same. You're going to also cut out your 2 panels exactly the same, just 2 different papers. So I'm going to make another one, just in case you wanted to see how to make it again. Let me just see what papers I have here. I'm going to use a bigger size. Or I might might use that one. I might even actually, I might use these. I might make a small one. I'll just grab this out and have a look and see. I might use those ones. Let's see how these papers will look. I'll grab that one. So I might make a smaller size. So I won't use that one. Let's make a blue colour. So to make a smaller, I might make a smaller one. So all you want to do is just make sure you have enough paper, again, that you have a good enough length and, you know, a nice enough width. So I think I'm going to make a smaller one. I'm going to use that. I might even use this. I'll use these 3. Now I'm just got to decide which one I want to make as the backing part for the coin envelope. So I think I might use, I don't know if you could hear Jester's snoring. Goodness me, poor baby. Hello. He's just looking at me now. He must have heard me. I don't know how, because he can't really hear properly. All right, so I'm going to use these 2 pieces for the panel, and then I'll use this piece for the back part. So that's how I've got it. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to cut it down with, not even sure what width I like to make it. So let's just go with a 2.5. I'll make it a 2.5 inch wide coin envelope. And this is, just in case you wanted to use this size, it's about 5 inches in height. 5 inches in height by 2.5 inches, in case you want to make this size. And all I'm going to do now is I've got to fold this up like I've done the other one, just a little bit. And then I'll create the closure part, and I'll just fold that down a little bit longer than the bottom. So that's the height of my coin envelope. Then I've got these 2 pieces, and what I'll do here, I'll measure this out again so I know what size to cut the panel. So this is 2.5 inches wide, so I'm just going to go in about 1 inch. So I'm going to cut it at 1.5 inches wide, and the height I'm going to, because I'm going to angle cut this one, this is going to be angle cut, I'm going to leave it at the same, just a little bit less, or you can just line it up the same height. So this is about 3 1/8. So I'm going to go 3 1/8 for the height. 3 1/8 for the height. And then what did I say the width was? 1.5 inches, because I'm going to go in about 1 inch. So 1.5 inches. Okay, so that one's got one done, and I just got to make another panel exactly the same size. So it's 1.5 inches by 3 1/8. So as I said earlier, when you're happy with the size of your coin envelope, for example, you're happy with this size, or you're happy to make it this size, cut out all of your papers ready, so then you have them all cut and they're already measured out. So if you're going to make one, say this size, cut a few of your panels the same size and just have them in a pile so they're all ready. And then the same with your backing part of the coin envelope. Just find out where your score lines are and the width, and then get them all ready, so you don't have to keep going back and forth measuring out where to cut your what size to cut your panels. So just play around with all the sizes until you're happy with what size your envelope is, and then just make a few and have them ready, so then you can assemble it much quicker. So now I've got those 2 done. I'm going to do the same thing and score. So in this case, I'm going to have mine, actually I want to go that way because I want to see the pattern. So they're going to go that way. So I'm going to score a 1/4 inch on this side and a 1/4 inch on this panel. So let's just go here, 1/4 inch. Because this has got no direction, I can just go this way. It's fine. Okay, so there's my 2 score lines. Bring them back to back. Line up the score lines. Just do a slight angle up to the score line and go down. And then same with the bottom, just go down just a little bit. Open them up. So now they're going to go there. Fold these 2 sides in. Some glue. And do it the same as the other one, and we're going to line this up. So the difference with the coin envelope that you're going to angle cut, you want the height to be just as close to that same score line height. Whereas the one where I use the corner rounder, you can go down a 1/4 inch lower in height, or you can keep it the same height as the coin envelope. It's up to you. And I've just realized I did this one a little too short. Look at that, so a little bit too short. So I'm gonna have to make another one. So this is what I mean, you just got to play around with it till you get, you want them to be a little bit wider. So I think I'm going to, I should have made it at 1 3/4. So you just want to play around with it because you want to make sure you have enough to overlap to create the pocket part. So I'm just going to that one's a little bit better now. So see, you want to be able to overlap it enough so you can glue it down. So I think with a smaller one I should have gone a little bit more wider with when I cut the panel. Oops, wrong one. That's a bit better. Okay. Now I just got to just bring that up a bit. Now I can glue this side down. Okay, so now I've glued that down. I'm going to can angle cut the and the bottom. So there I've got a coin envelope for a smaller size. So that's a smaller one with 2 different pattern panels. And then I made that larger size with the 3x3. So just play around with it. Sometimes you might need to make a little bit wider than what I've made with this one. So I hope that was an easy enough instruction for you to give this a go using your paper scraps. They are fun to make, and you know, you don't waste any of your papers, and you can make some of these lovely little coin envelopes. You can stack them up and then you can gift them. So you can stack up, say 1, 2 and 3, of different sizes and add some string, and then you can gift these. You can use them for gift cards. You can use it as a tea, add some tea bag sachets, some jewelry, handmade jewelry. So it's just a great little way to package some fun stuff. I hope you give this a go. Play around with the sizes and your measurements until you're happy with the ones that you make. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye for now.